I want to wipe it off so that it's just not really, I don't want it to be built up on there at all. I want it to be practically dry when I'm just done rubbing. Hello! Oh man, I am trying, sorry, I make that worse. I have been trying to find the instances in the Old Testament where some of the key points happened with the Israelites and their journey. And it isn't all in Exodus. I was going through it. I got to where, okay, he gave them the commandments. There were the 10 commandments, but then, because he had just appointed all these judges and stuff, and God was giving him, he gave him very specific instructions on everything from what to do about, I don't know, somebody taking a cow or even taking a dove. I mean, it's that specific. It had to be. They had only lived under Egyptian law, Egyptian rule. They had been slaves to the Egyptians and to idols. So now here they are, and they're having to be guided. They really, we all do. We all need that guidance. And it took me forever to find where Moses disobeyed God when he was supposed to speak to the rock for it to give water, and instead he hit the rock. But there's a lot of stuff before that. I'm not going to touch on all of it, but it goes through Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Numbers. I've got those out of order. Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, and I mean that's the story of the Israelites. I may just have to take it here and there instead of trying to plan it all ahead. I'd like to have it planned out, how I'm going to do it. I'll seem less befuddled than I do right now. But for tonight, I want to show you, I know I've got some things I want to do for Halloween yet, but I'm not nearly so worried about those yet right now. I mean, it's stuff I may or may not do. These are those angels. I showed them to you. Well, I worked on this one. All I did was, I just kind of want to show you on a few of them here what I've started. So, what I did, trying to get everything in here. Okay, this is the one I did. And if you see them side by side, you can tell the difference. It's very faint, but there's a little bit of yellow on that, and there's none on this one. But what I did was I just took my little sponge here, and I just kind of wiped it on. Now this one I didn't thin it out at all, and I'm getting a lot brighter yellow than I had on the other one. But that's okay. I think the deal was I don't know, it's got more in the sponge now than it did on the other one, because it already had some soaked up from that. But this is what I was talking about. We started using a smaller tree last year, and I think even with the kids coming, we're going to put the smaller tree in the house, and the gifts may get put on, you know, like around it and on the floor, and we'll put the big tree on the porch, because, well, we added some furniture since the last time we were together with all the kids. And it really looks nice. It's not like one of those little teeny tiny ones. It's more of a, I mean, we set it on top of the table, but I think it's probably about 4 foot tall on its own. 3 or 4. Okay, I'm going to do this one in a pink. They're just different shapes of sponges. But for this, it doesn't really matter what the shape of the sponge is. I can do some all different colors. Do this one in pink. That's cute. You can see. I want to wipe it off so that it's just not really, I don't want it to be built up on there at all. I want it to be practically dry when I'm just done rubbing it on. Of course, it's not dry, but it's not far from it either. So, and for me, it's just so much easier and quicker to do with the sponge. The sponge is called for. It is the thing to do. But I had some fine tip Sharpies, but I'm not really, they're not very easy to see. I've got these. And I don't know, it's hard. Maybe they're just so old that the ink is getting old in them. I don't know. They're not that old. A couple of years maybe. But I just don't want all of that. I mean, I want to be able to write their names on them without having to go over and over and over, because wood, it isn't that easy to do that with. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll probably do some in green and some in blue. I'll probably give the green and blue ones to the guys and the yellow and pink ones to the girls. But I think they're going to be really cute. I've got these, that's my cup to wash them. They came with these little raffia, kind of raffia twine. These are more of a twine. And I thought I saw some little name, no, I didn't see any name tags. Anyway, I'll have to, I think I might have some around here somewhere. It'd be nice to have something to put on them. You know, a little more decorative. I may have to do some thinking on that. Some thinking. But that's gonna be the ornaments that each of the kids get to take home this Christmas. that's a tradition that my grandmother started. But I remember Grandma starting out. Some of the first ornaments were these little Santas and Mrs. Santas, and they were just like, they were yarn. They were made out of yarn. It was kind of gathered and kind of like if I were to take this string and gather like that, if it was like a whole bunch of them, and then she would tie around this neck piece, and then she tied a bow there. This part hung down. We still have them, but I think those were her first ones. And after that, she started getting more and more daring. And Grandma was always great with her crafts, but she would, just like she encouraged me to do, just start with something you can handle, and then just keep moving up, and until you're where you want to go or whatever. But so by the time she wasn't doing the crafts anymore, we had the most beautiful ornaments there were those beads. She did beaded stars and beaded, oh my gosh, she did all, and she had crocheted wreaths with little tiny deer in them. Just beautiful. And they just kept getting better. And then when she was no longer capable of that, a few years before she passed, then my aunts and my dad, each family would take over the ornaments. And it got to the point, it was a good thing that each family had a few families to help, because it was getting to the point where we had well over 70 people and that needed to have ornaments, because you made them for everybody. Maybe not everybody showed up. You might have sent some home with their family, but there they were. So it's just a joy to keep it up. And I think my sisters do too. I will see you. Love you. Smile and wave at somebody. And do take care of yourselves.